You're watching Forget Being Cool.
Oh, I might have to go to Target right now. Hi, Keith.
Hi, Dave.
Hi. We played games because we have Game Pass. Did you know that?
I do have Game Pass. I have Game Pass. I can get bunches of games on it that do not speak to my taste.
No, yeah.
Let me segue right into PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I knew going in I probably wasn't gonna like it because I'm not a shooter guy. You know, I've played the biggest amount of shooters I've really played was a handful of years ago, like 5 years ago. I had a couple buddies that would play Call of Duty like on Friday nights, and you know we would usually do stuff together on Saturday. So I'd play with them like in a party on Friday, and I didn't really like first-person shooters. I've really never liked first-person shooters, even like back in GoldenEye days. So I knew I probably wouldn't like it. Yeah. And the first thing I do is I go into the training mode, and I'm just kind of, getting my hands, used to the controls and what's going on and blah, blah, blah. And there's like a hangar to go into, like grab weapons and shit like that. So I'm grabbing all these weapons, and, I'm like getting backpacks and helmets and da-da-da-da. And like next room's like guns. I grab guns and I grab ammo. And like every type of ammo I grab is apparently not compatible with the guns I have. So I never even got to fire a gun. I went into the menus. I tried to figure out, why. It's like, just give me ammo. Like seriously? Like,
don't make this complicated.
Yeah, like it's not. I mean, and I'm sure once you get into it and you really get down to it, that probably makes sense. Like, hey, you got to find shotgun and shotgun ammo or whatever. But man, I'm in a hangar with just tons and tons of ammo, and none of it fits my stuff. So like, I didn't even fire a gun. It was ridiculous.
So this is the game that I was excited for when Battle Royale was new.
Well, this was essentially
right.
The Battle Royale.
So as this kit was coming out, I got all excited, and then they come out, they're like, it's $30, and then everybody started playing Fortnite, and you're like, Fortnite's free. I just play Fortnite with these people, I guess. So you start playing Fortnite, and you go, this is dumb. It's dumb. This game is dumb. It's full of memes. It's dumb. It's got some charm, it's got some character, but other than that, Fortnite's kind of a joke at this point in my head. But I always kind of kept this game in the back of my mind, like, maybe PUBG's cooler, like, maybe you don't have to build stuff, maybe you don't have to, I don't know, it looks like you can drive cars around. And so, I said, let's play this. It's on Game Pass now, which makes it worth playing, and there's something that's great about that idea of it being on Game Pass. But like you, I'm not a huge FPS guy either. It's not my genre. But because I had played enough Fortnite, I just said, you know what, I'll just jump in here and I'll just play in the Battle Royale mode. It's fine. It'll be great.
What I've always heard from people is that the shooting in PUBG is better.
It is.
I don't play Fortnite, so I can't compare it to that either. I'd have to ask my nephew or something. But, it's not. Those type of games are not my games. I grew up with Nintendo and Super Nintendo, and like when the Nintendo 64 came out, I was pretty much out of high school.
Well, if you Nintendo
64 came out in '96, and Mario was awesome, but for most people, their first person shooter was like either Doom or like GoldenEye. And I remember trying Doom on computer, and I thought it was really neat. It was fascinating for a computer game that I'd never seen, something quite like that. So from that perspective, it was fascinating, but that just wasn't the type of stuff I grew up on. I played the Marios and Zeldas and Final Fantasies, and things like that were kind of my bag. So first-person shooters have never really been my thing.
So if you were to ask me between this and Fortnite, which I think feels better, I'm really gonna say this feels better.
As far as like the actual shooting, I guess.
Like as a video game in the style of a multiplayer shooter, there's some serious jank in this game.
Oh yeah, that's part of what some people liked it for.
But
it's still in there, which is the crazy part.
Yeah, no, and it's apparently not as bad as it used to be, which kind of blows my mind. But okay, but I think it's totally playable. I thought it was actually kind of cool. I thought the vehicles were cool. I thought Battle Royale was cool. I liked the way that the game feels a little bit more serious, but at the same time has lost a lot of that charm and that character that Fortnite has. Here's my big thing with this game. Because I played it by myself, I was not having nearly as much fun as I have played Fortnite with people who know what they're doing.
Sure.
I'm jumping into a map that I have no idea. I don't know where they're keeping the cars. I don't know where they're keeping the weapons. I don't know which areas are safe to jump down to, which ones are not. And I feel like if I had jumped into this with somebody who had
early on,
who plays it a lot, I think I would have had a really fun time with this. And I think that's maybe an added benefit to it being on Game Pass. I think a lot of people do have Game Pass. That means the install base and the amount of people who could play this with you is a lot larger, which makes it kind of cool. But once again, like really here, I just think this should be free, like Fortnite.
Well, that's where they lost their. When it first came out, I understood. And they'd never been expensive. I think it was
30.
I think even at its highest, it was $30. I don't think it's ever been more than that.
Right.
But at a certain point, they didn't have console games. They didn't have because it's not as kid-friendly, like cartoony looking, didn't have that mass appeal the same way that Fortnite did. And then it was free, and it's eaten their lunch. I mean, it just came out yesterday that Epic apparently made $3 billion in profit.
Which I don't even know what that means. I don't even know how Fortnite makes money. Really,
well,
I know that people
sell copies, and they have downloadable content also. But I mean, like buying things also. But yeah, Fortnite is just it's a monster.
It's killing them. And this is the thing: is if this were to launch as a more serious, free game that everybody had, I think it's good. And I think being on Game Pass, it's probably better than it was before, where people had to pay $30 for what essentially is a tech demo, let's be honest, of a Battle Royale mode, which is really a mode, not its own game. I liked it. I think it's cool. I think I probably liked it a little bit more than you. I just wish I would have had somebody to jump in and play it with, someone who knew the map, someone who felt like they had understood it. The things that I like getting rid of, I enjoy not having to like build weird towers or trying to build brick walls around myself to try to defend myself against people who apparently can play with like rapid button finger mashing nonsense. Yeah. I watch these people play Fortnite. They're building like these giant step tower things and then sniping people from above, and I don't understand what happened.
Yep. Well,
this I felt was grounded and enjoyable because I understood what was going on at all times. It's nice to hear a car coming and you shoot and they hear you and you're like, all right, I'm going to jump in this car, and you always get run over. It's great. It's super fun. First-person shooters. Best genre ever made in the history of gaming.
Veto.
Sense the sarcasm. Anyway.
Yep.
I think this is great that it's on Game Pass. I think this is maybe one of the highlights.
Help there.
The highlights of Game Pass.
It was all over their front page when we picked it last week that, hey, this is on there now,
Right.
Matter of fact, when I go to their page to see what else is on there, the new one they're advertising is Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, which was a big deal last year.
With 200 plus games, but it continues to say 100 plus.
Is that what it says on there? I didn't notice.
I'm Dave Moore. That's Keith Dahl. We have Game Pass. It's because we like Xbox. We play our Xbox. What?
I know these videos go up out of date, but today is December 27th. Did you have a good Christmas?
I did. I did have a great Christmas.
Did you get anything gaming related?
I did not get anything gaming related that wasn't GameStop gift cards, of which I purchased 3 Switch games instead of Xbox related things.
I did get a PlayStation Plus today for $36. Or, I'm sorry, not Plus, a PlayStation Classic for $36 today. So that was finally worth it.
They're sitting at $60 right now.
Yeah, and if you go to Target, it's Cartwheel for $36. Yep. If you have a Cartwheel app, it's $36.
Oh, I might have to go to Target right now. Anyway, guys, this has been We Have Game Pass. I'm Dave Moore. That's Keith Dahl. We'll see you guys next week for another episode here on Forget Being Cool.
For more great discussions, hit that subscribe button or visit forgetbeingcool.com.